Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Peter. I'm your UFC Soothsayer. A Soothsayer is someone who could look into the future or predict stuff, and that's me. I've been pretty good at it. What I do is we're going to go through a bunch of UFC fights every week. Every day I'm going to do one fight at a time or two a day. I'll give you my reasons for picking the fight or skipping the fight. And I'll also give you a reason why to bet it or not to bet it. I'll tell you how to bet it. And I'll give you my lock of the week. I was on a large roll, but I'm not going to count that for my locks of the week. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this channel. I really... you guys are all my friends on TV, basically. That's all I have is my friends. I don't have a lot of friends. So I'm trying to get my channel out there. I have nothing but respect for all of the over 150 UFC pickers out there. I've been watching all of you for 3 years, okay? I have a lot of respect for all the work you guys do. And what I've done is try to combine my knowledge from what I've learned from all you guys for the past 3 years. I do have to say that some of you guys are a lot better at picking than others, although even the guys that aren't very good at picking sometimes come up with some real doozies. So everybody has something good to contribute, and I feel that this is a good path forward for me, hoping that I can make everyone's decision making when it comes to picking UFC fights a lot easier. I'm just letting you know that I spent my entire life as a racehorse groom. I worked for a lot of high-class stables. I worked in the United States on standard breds at the Meadowlands, all over in New York State, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. I was in Ohio. I was in Delaware, even Ocean Downs. I've been all over. Anyways, I've tried to beat the racehorses gambling for years, and the only way you could ever get lucky with the racehorses gambling wise is if you got an inside track, and that's what I did good on my own horses. But if I would take my paycheck, go up to the track and try to make some money, usually I'd end up losing, okay? And this is a guy that worked at the track 24/7, knew everything about the horses and everything. There's just too many variables in horse racing to beat them. And now, it's even worse now with the advent of computer-assisted wagering. I mean, how many times have all you guys, if you bet the horses, you bet a horse and he's 2-1, and you go to get your $6 to win payout, and all of a sudden it's a $4 payout. Where did half the money go from the word go, okay? That's computer-assisted wagering for you. And the only way to really get yourself around that is maybe betting large pool races like the Kentucky Derby and stuff. In Japan, they have computer-assisted wagering too. But I just couldn't beat the horse racing. I don't trust sports betting at all. There's nothing worse. I don't bet a lot on sports betting. I never did. But there's nothing worse than betting on a prop for the guy that got 40 points in the last 4 games in a row, and his team is up by 40, and then he sits out the second half and he gets 25 or 26 or something, and there goes your prop because they won by too much. I hate that stuff. So that's another reason, plus the fixed games in the NBA, and plus I've heard the FBI has an ongoing investigation into rigging in sports games. It's occurring basically in all of the sporting events. Even the UFC had their problem with the Bulgarian issue, okay? I actually bet on Yadier Del Val, that fight. I guess I got lucky. I had 20 bucks on him. I got back 100, I think, 150 bucks. Because I just didn't really like what I saw with Bulgarian. I thought he was overrated in the Contender Series. Sort of like that fucking guy, pardon my language, sort of like that Aaron Tao guy. The little guy with the tattoos that thought he's a warrior from New Zealand. I mean, I wish him all the best and stuff, but he was too rambunctious and stuff and didn't concentrate on his craft enough, I think. These guys are young and they want to kill everybody, but they got to think it out, okay? I'm 63 right now. I'm going to be 64 in August. I was never a professional fighter or nothing, but I always knew how to handle myself and respect other people. That's the main thing in life, okay? Respect. I know I'm going off tangent a bit, but when it comes to Aaron Tao, I thought that he was a lot better fighter than he showed, and I think he has a great future. That's my opinion on Aaron Tao. Okay. Another thing I'm going to say on my channel is that basically every week we're going to discuss best bets, picks, what not to pick, and I also have another segment I'm going to run called up and coming fighters, like Veronica Smolkova, for instance. Sweetheart. She's 23 years old. She's a killer. I've been watching her for about 4 or 5 fights now. She caught my eye. It takes a lot to catch my eye because I watch every single card I can and I look for the best fighters. I don't even bet the fights there. I just watch them to see, or I'll bet $1 per fight to keep my eyes peeled on the fight. And then after the fights on the entire card, I'll write 1 or 2 or 0 if there's no one that stood out that day that really I think can win their next fight easily. So I've got a list of about 35, 40 fighters like that. Another one that's up and coming June the 20th, he's not going to lose, is Kaouchen, K-A-O-U-C-H-E-N. He's in the KSW on June 20th, fighting a guy 3-0. I can't remember his name, but we'll get to the specifics of that later. But Kaouchen is a lock on June 20th. I think on my fighters to watch board, actually, I've only lost 1 or 2 out of like 35, 40 bets, okay? Like, it happens, you know, it does happen, but that's the way it goes. Also, moving forward, we're gonna have a segment like my lock of the week, Freedom 250. Let me fill this out. The black wore off. I should have had it on here. The black wore off. Freedom 250. Plus, I'll have better lighting behind me. My board's made up. We'll go over that. But here is my teaser for you guys for my lock of the week, number 1. So this is my first try on my new channel for the lock of the week. My lock of the week is this. Okay? We got Mauricio Ruffy. He is going to kick Chandler in the face. It says in here, you guys can't really see it. I've got to improve all of this. But Ruffy is going to destroy Chandler. He's going to kick him in the head, and Chandler is washed. That's my quick judge on that one. And then we have Josh Hokett. Listen, Derek Lewis, I have all the respect for him, and Trump loves him, but he's washed, man. He's going to be tired, and if it's hot outside and stuff, I don't know if he could last 3 minutes, actually. He usually is tired after the first round, so I don't think so. I think Josh Hokett, with the gumption that he showed and stuff, is going to destroy Derek Lewis. It's going to be over. I also have to say another thing about Josh Hokett. At first, I didn't like him. I thought he was a real dick and a real piece of shit, I'm being honest. Or a piece of manure. I have to watch my language. I'm not sure the protocol's on here. But watching him in an interview and seeing more tape on him, I really found out that I like the guy and he's an honest, wholesome guy. I don't know what kind of act he put on, but it really turned me off him at first. But now that I've done my homework and I get to look at him, who he is as a person and shit, I have nothing but admiration and respect for the work this guy put in his career up to this point. And I think he is in great shape, tremendous shape actually, whereas Derek Lewis is not in shape. He can't go on. He's 41. He's going to get tired. He's going to get knocked out. So if you're really brave, you could go with my lock of the week at $1.48, and then you can go with Mauricio Ruffy by knockout, parlay that with Hokett by knockout. I'm going to do that myself for a small 1/10 piece, okay, just for a small chance. Anyways, we'll be doing a daily series on this. And I'll be going over this chart that you guys can't really see. Here, let me pick this up and move it a second. You guys can't really see the chart, but there you go. You see, I got it all marked out. I just got to get everything set up for me here for the lighting and stuff, but I have professional signs coming here. I have a microphone. I'm just setting up my channel, letting you guys know what it takes. Okay, I'm going to have a real Peter, this UFC Soothsayer up there. I'm also going to have my running total of all my predictions. And now on weekly, there's 12 fights or something, okay? Well, I'm not going to be betting all 12 fights. I'm going to tell you right now what my bets are, right on the board. I'm not going to put the bet amount number just so that you guys don't, like, I don't get in trouble or something on YouTube and stuff, because I would like down the road to get monetized if it's possible, from great people like you helping me. I'm also going to stay out of politics, so please, on my channel, I don't want no talk about politics unless it's how much you love Donald Trump. That's really it. If you hate Donald Trump, please, I don't want to hear it. I'll just give you winners anyways. And once in a while, I'm going to be honest with you, I'll come up with a loser. Last week I went 9-2 on my bets. The week before I went 7-1. And the week before that I was 9-1 on my bets. And this has put me over the edge, thinking that I could actually run a channel and have successful bets and be competitive with everybody on the internet. I really can. Tapology, if you look me up, my name is Dabs Time 420. I've been doing pretty good picking picks on Tapology. I finished in the top 25 once and top 50 2 or 3 times out of 7,000 picks on the UFC. So I think I know what I'm doing. I'm 2 years on Tapology making picks, not like crazy either, eh? Just picking my picks. And I'm at about a 68%, 67, 68%, but that's picking a bunch of crap on KSW and LFA and PFL and all those other leagues that I scout, okay? So in order for me to stay focused, I just make it a selection on my Tapology so I can get my belt quicker, okay? So in actuality, my 67% picking average is actually much, much higher. Okay, I'm just being honest with you guys. Nobody bets every fight. And if you do, good luck to you, but I don't suggest it for most people. Okay? Here, I got a new mic I showed you guys. Look what I'm using here. It looks like a ghost as my lighting. Well, anyways, here's my board again. Freedom 250, June 4th, Sunday. Okay, and I've got my comments, the odds. And I'm going to go over my picks real quick today, just as a teaser, and that'll be my first video. And I hope you guys pay attention, because I'm going to give you nothing but winners. Okay? So we got Topuria and Gaethje. Gaethje's fucked up. Gaethje made a mistake, sorry. He should have never brought in Topuria's family and did a bunch of stuff. Apparently Ilya is very angry and he's going to knock out Justin Gaethje in 2 minutes, he said. And I believe him. So I am going to take him by KO, but not in the first 2 minutes. That's a gamble, but it might happen. It's worth betting a couple bucks. Next we got Pereira versus Gain. This is easy for me. Pereira is going to destroy Cyril Gain, and the odds are a gift. Alex is moving up in weight, sure, but he had to cut 40 pounds to get down to 205. He has a big-time jab with a devastating left jab and a hook. And this is Cyril Gain's 5th try at his belt. He isn't going to get it, and he's a cheater, too. Watch out for those eye pokes. Sean O'Malley's got the reach to pick apart Zahabi, and that's a pretty simple fight. Derek Lewis is going to gas out, like I said, to Josh Hokett. And then we have Ruffy with that kick moving backwards. Chandler's going to move forward right into his leg kick. That's just what's going to happen. That's just what's going to happen. Bo Nickel, most overrated fighter in the UFC, okay? I'm telling you. Daukaus is on a roll, and he's 3.6 to 1. My gift to you. Then we have Diego Lopez versus Sergio Garcia. 2.4 to 1 Garcia. My gift to you. Daukaus. He's the pick by knockout, actually. I like him by knockout because Nickel is he's very loose and not very poor defense, okay? He's in for a shock. And Steve Garcia's won 7 in a row, 6 by knockout. And the fight he didn't knock the guy out 2 fights back, he destroyed him the whole fight. It was not even close, okay? He's in his best form ever, Steve Garcia. This is what you want in a fighter when he's on a roll. And Kyle Daukaus, I've got to say it myself. And Diego Lopez is coming off his last fight with Silva. He got that one. That was nice. Okay, good for him. But I think he's in too tough. He's shorter than Garcia, and Garcia is a killer. That's my opinion. It could go the other way, but I am confident in both Daukaus and Garcia as dogs to open the card. And then we've got favorite, 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 co-favorite, and favorite. So we're going to open the card with 2 dogs and finish with 5 favorites, in my opinion. I hope it happens, but you never know, right? Here we are. I'm going to turn this back here again. And hopefully I can get in this frame to say goodbye to all you guys. This is a little rough for my first video. But you guys got my selections, and I'll be back tomorrow to go over these one by one. And I'll give you my course on how to pick UFC fights and how to avoid them. Thank you very much to everybody that's going to watch this. If you could please like and subscribe, it would really help me. I'm just starting out my channel. I'm a 63-year-old guy, and I need extra cash. If I could get it, that would help. I do get my cash, some cash from the UFC gambling, but I just started out, and I've only started really making money a little while ago when I've established my system. It's been about 1.5 years now. I've been consistently making money, although it's percentage. Like last week I made 3%, going 9-2, but I did make 3%. In the last 22 weeks that I've been keeping track, I am 19 weeks winning and 3 weeks losing, and 2 weeks losing was less than 1%, and the 1 week I lost large. On the whole year I lost 6%, which I made up exactly the next week plus profit. I remember it specifically because I made 12% the next week. But usually I'll make 3 to 5% every week. So if you're good with that, stick to my channel. This is not a gambling channel. This is a professional pickers channel for the UFC, and I'll tell you how to do it. God bless all of you, and have a great day. The UFC, Peter, the UFC Soothsayer. That's me. Remember me. I'm going to help you make money.